I would have to say so.
I'm just saying.
You know what? That's why I think this caller, I think he's fitting for today. See, Luther in South Carolina, he wants to chime in on the Knicks, but Luther, I mean, that's an appropriate name for Valentine's Day, right?
Yes, sir.
Come on, Luther. I like it. So I know it's Valentine's Day, and you want to think about your wonderfully romantic name, Luther Vandross, and everything happy in your life, but the Knicks are frustrating you, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I'm actually a Laker fan. I got a trade for Stephen A. for you guys for your Knicks. How about Dwight Howard for Tyson Chandler, Steve Novak, and Ronnie Brewer?
Chandler.
The Lakers wouldn't do it.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
You know, if you, I don't know, because Dwight's comments again yesterday, and thanks for the call, Luther. Enjoy your day. I think that Dwight's comments again last night sounded like a man who is not going to be here next year, or at least at this moment is not planning on staying in LA.
Who's been saying that?
I know, you
Yeah,
talked to
know,
the man.
and he's not happy. He's not happy being in LA. He's not happy playing alongside Kobe, no matter what he says. And so I don't know what's going to happen. The Lakers, Jim Buss walking around telling everybody he's 95% certain
Dwight's staying.
Dwight's staying. Now, he can sign a 5-year deal for like $117 million with the Lakers. He can sign for like 4 years at about $87 million with anybody else. But that 5th year is usually an option year. And so really it's more like an extra $3 million as opposed to an extra $30 million on the contract because, you know, you 27 years of age, chances are he'll get another contract, exercise the option, and move forward from there.
Right.
But I'm just of the mindset, you know, and I had a reliable source tell me this.
Mm-hmm.
Dwight Howard will categorically deny it, but I trust my source. When they were playing Toronto recently, he sat there on the court and told Rudy Gay, "You messed up bad, man. You should have waited and ended up with me in Brooklyn next year." That's what he told him. Now, here's the problem. He doesn't determine that. He can't force his way to Brooklyn. Can't pull that off. You got to remember, I mean, the way the rules are stipulated now, you understand? The reality of the situation is that the Nets, he had his chance. Now, if they want to let go of Brook Lopez, they want to, and they're able to unload Chris Humphries, you know, things of that nature, something could happen. But the Nets have to be willing to capitulate, and the Lakers have to be convinced that he's definitely going to leave. They've got less than a week.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, trading deadlines rapidly approaches February 21st, so it's a problem. But I'm just telling you.
He's still saying that. He still thinks he's going to Brooklyn.
He still believes it. He still
is he
believes
just delusional, or
yes,
is he really,
is.
or is he being told by somebody there's a way?
It's not that it's impossible. It's that he doesn't have the right to dictate anything. Now, he's got an exceptional agent in Dan Fagan that can make some maneuvers, but if Dan Fagan had his way, he would have been in Brooklyn last year. You got to remember, when he opted in to stay in Orlando, he did that behind Dan Fagan's back.
Dan was not happy about that.
Now, Otis Smith, the former general manager for the Orlando Magic, understand that Otis Smith didn't backdoor Dwight or anything. When Dwight Howard came to him after they played San Antonio and lost that Tuesday night, Otis Smith said, "Go ahead and think about it. Don't make a rash decision." You know, he didn't backdoor him. He wasn't sleazy or anything like that. Dwight Howard came, spoke to people, and obviously pressure from the family because the Orlando Magic organization did a phenomenal job of ingratiating itself with the Dwight Howard family. The father did not want him to leave. Did not want him to leave. I'm telling you, I know what I'm saying. I met the father. I talked to the father. The father ain't particularly fond of me. You understand? Because I looked him in his face and told him where I stood on the matter. But what I'm telling you is he wanted his son to remain in Orlando. So my point is, when Dwight Howard opted in, he did it behind Fagan's back. Fagan had nothing to do with that.
Oh, yeah. I know.
So if you could do it behind your agent's back once, you're very unpredictable. That's what it comes down to.
Here's what's interesting about that. And I bet you Knicks fans over the next week, they might start thinking about the Dwight Howard trade scenario because, honestly, if the Lakers find out Dwight is leaving, Is there anything better the Lakers could get than Tyson Chandler and Iman Shumpert, Steven? If you're the Lakers and that's offered to you? And maybe even, you know what, give him Steve Novak. Novak, Shumpert, and Chandler. Would you do that if you were the Knicks? Would you trade Chandler, Shumpert, and Novak for Dwight Howard?
Right now?
You're changing the identity of your team if you're the Knicks, because I think Chandler's really the heartbeat of the locker room. But you're changing the talent,
First of all, my
too.
answer right now would be no.
Okay.
But if Dwight Howard was 100% healthy and I got to keep Melo, I'd do it. I wouldn't be happy about it because I don't want to lose Chandler. But a 100% healthy Dwight Howard is the best big man in basketball, even though he's only legitimately 6'9.5" to 6'10" with shoes on. Okay? He's a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. And even though Tyson Chandler is very formidable defensively and deserved the award, and I gave him my vote because I have a vote, and I gave him my vote for Defensive Player of the Year, Dwight Howard was a beast on defense when he was healthy. I mean, and Dwight Howard, no disrespect to Chandler, if he were healthy last year, Dwight Howard would have been a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. This dude is legit. So in that regard, plus he's formidable offensively because Tyson Chandler, if it ain't an alley-oop, Tyson Chandler can't give you anything offensive. Tyson Chandler scores 2 ways. Alley-oops, free throws.
Tip-ins.
Or tip-ins, yeah, the 3 ways.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
Alley-oops, tip-ins, free throws.
I just had to, keep you in line.
That's it.
Yeah.
He doesn't score because he's got any post moves. Dwight Howard doesn't have great post moves, got a jump hook. We'll dunk on you. We'll do a variety of things, but he's not skilled in the post. But he could beat you a myriad of ways, and he's a better big man offensively as Chandler, and he's just as formidable, if not more so, defensively. So if I got to keep Melo with Dwight, I might have to do that because he's only 27.
That's the interesting thing. Over this next week, that will be the one story.
But he's got to be healthy. 100% healthy, not an injured Dwight.
Dwight sounded more like he did last year in Orlando yesterday, talking about the potential future in L.A. Makes you wonder what will happen this next week as we get closer to the trade deadline. Here with Stephen A. Smith, Ryan Ruocco on ESPN New York 98.7 FM. By the way, trade deadline is February 21st for those who are unaware. Now, the Knicks' biggest issue, it may not be what you think it is. We'll get into that next. Plus, I think the Love Doctor has some requests here on ESPN New York. Yeah, absolutely. Happy Valentine's Day. Stephen A. Smith, Ryan Ruocco with you on ESPN New York 98.7 FM. You know what?